1, 2,
like,
3.
Nah, it's take one.
Oh, take one.
They don't do that.
What's going on, yo? It's it's Namfonos, man. Riverboat Road. Big Cooler, man. You already know. And you already know who I'm with. Easy work.
What's traffic? K1D03. Can't nobody fuck with me. On the set right now with Lad Lynch.
Crazy.
Alright, so when did y'all first start doing music? And how'd you get into it?
I say it's always something that's necessarily been in life, but in a deeper kind of look, it was like I kind of wanted to have my own version of it. So started listening to you start listening to things you like, listening to things you don't, and kind of wanted to piece it together. And it's kind of just taking its own wing. But now, it's like, started to develop a love for it when you do it.
Me. Shit, that shit started when I was like, I think I was like 12, like 11 or 12 or something like that. And it was just like, I don't even know how that shit happened. Just like how he said, like the music and shit, like basically like listening to music on the way to school and shit like that. You got your headphones on and shit like that. Back then it was hard to get music. So like 12, we had moved into a new spot and shit, and goddamn, I guess they left some of the stuff behind and stuff like that. So I found like a little notebook in the garage, started writing, and then took that shit to my pocket spot, and then from there it just kind of just started doing its own thing. Then I started like, I don't know, I started developing like a passion for it. Like it kind of just made me start feeling like this is something that I can't stop doing even if I try. That's how I feel about it.
And alright, so who would y'all listen to like coming up? Was there anybody like, it could be, what kind of, like basically what I'm trying to say is like what kind of music did y'all listen to, the artists,
I'm
and this about to be funny.
Backseat rider with my pops, man. I say lots of Stevie Wonder, Eric B. and Rakim, Africa Bambaataa, shit. Then driving with mama and stuff. You hear that? Of course, she driving with my mama. It's Beyonce, it's some Usher, Sister Chris Brown. It was always with me. It was always like a classic appeal. I always really liked the classical stuff, whereas like a lot of the stuff that was kind of coming out, I was kind of more excited about the new stuff that I was discovering rather than like new drops. So it was like it was almost like a reverse knowledge kind of feel. Like when I discovered that Nas made the Illmatic, I was bumping the Illmatic like something crazy, but then going even further back, listening to the Seventh Letter by Rakim and Eric B. It's like, man, it's almost like you learn the appreciation for the past, and it helps you move forward in the future. That's kind of how I felt that.
And that's funny as hell because like we got two whole different backgrounds, but we collab. Like that's way different because he grew up like in the old school. I don't, you know what I'm saying? I got much respect for the old school. Like I'm just now catching up to the old school, and that shit powerful as hell. But like me, like of course I grew up on Gucci, Flocka, goddamn Wayne, all the motherfuckers that was like more modern in that era and stuff like that. But when I was around my mom, of course she put me on, Michael Jackson, Earth, Wind and Fire, Kool and the Gang, people like that. So I always had that old soul, but I could never, I never was in tune with like the middle of it, like the songs that came up like in the 80s and 90s and stuff like that. So once I went back and I started like, searching for it and stuff like that, cause like I said, I started like really trying to figure out how to like learn more music and stuff like that, and I tried to learn like where music came from. So instead of like listening to like, and it's what I'm saying, ain't nothing wrong with it, but like instead of listening to like all this, all the stuff that was going on now and stuff like that, I'm trying to figure out like what was going on back then, so I can get a better sense of like why we rapping about what we rapping about now and stuff like that. So Yeah, but yeah, I'm like, I was big on
Sick of
Gucci and
hold this
stuff like
mouth.
that. Mostly like, yeah, it was mostly just like Gucci. that's basically what that shit was, basically.
Now, when y'all do go into the studio and to like record, which we're in the studio right now,
Big facts.
what is the process like?
Man. Hey,
Shit, I'm gonna tell you right now. For me, I have to have a mouth. I gotta have some gas, and I have to have some type of alcohol present, and that's the first part of the process. Once I get those three things together, then I go through my list and make sure I have everything together. I come in here, sit down. I sit down and chill for a minute because I ain't about to turn up too much before I come to the studio. That's a bad job right there. But come in here, I chill, relax real quick, get comfortable, and then get straight to it. That's my process.
Simply, you gotta make sure I word this right, alright?
Take your time, G.
Take your time.
So, I like the atmosphere from time to time, or well, at least majority of the time. I like the atmosphere to kind of be around, like, you know, people. Be around people that, you know, kind of like care, but people that'll be honest with you. And, you know, a lot of times you go in there, you stepping into new ideas or ideas that just haven't been like laid down yet. And, you know, it's easy to do things alone, but it's hard to get it done properly alone. And that's when it's like, you know, come to the motherfucker in the red robe over there, Cinco. And a lot of times, like ever since the beginning, I've been recording with red robe over there, Cinco. And it's legit like almost like he's a piece of what Fonos has become. So he knows, like, come in here a lot of times. I like to come in here and almost turn it into a little bit like a kickback. Homies come in, they chill, they listen to the music, we make the music. And in that same feeling of feeling good, being around, you know, people and everything, feeling that kind of energy, the energy kind of seeps its way into the music. But even sometimes when you want to make more serious tracks and whatnot, you kind of approach it from a dolo vibe. Thank God. And it gives you that individual sense. And, you know, some homies, they can still be around in that individual mojo when you're getting something serious off. But, you know, sometimes, you know, you can't really. It's hard to share that. It's hard to share that kind of energy. But yeah, the vibe in the Fonos session is very, very lit. Watching a bitch.
So we discussed the process of y'all like coming in this bitch, you know, the studio process and everything else, but also when it comes down to the music, like what's y'all's process? Do y'all like just come in this bitch and freestyle, or do y'all just like write down and do y'all's thing?
I write everything down.
Yeah.
And the reason why I do that right now is because I pay for studio time. So if I gotta sit up there and think about it, I'll be wasting money.
Yeah, you gotta make sure.
Eventually, I'm gonna get to that point to where I don't have to. I have, like, you know, my own setup and everything. Well, not even have my own setup, but God gonna work his way, and I'm not gonna have to like worry too heavy about studio time and everything. I have one there, but in those things, in that timing, that's when I'm probably gonna get into that freestyling bag.
But it's not even like
it's
not even
on my
like
end.
that.
On my end, it's that.
I feel like you should still write, regardless of that shit.
Now, if I'm necessarily
Like, for real, I feel like you should always write. Like, even alright, you can freestyle, but it's not like you should freestyle every single time. Like, you shouldn't come unprepared every single time. Like, there's no way that you could be living your life and not wanting to write some shit down. I be seeing shit every day and I want to write that shit down. So, alright, I'll come up with a melody in my head and start rapping into it, and I'm like, yo, I gotta remember this shit. Cause, you know, so
I definitely say like freestyling in the aspect of what I wanted to take it into was mainly like, you know, having an idea and kind of concentrating necessarily on that topic, but having a free flow. Whereas like sometimes I can write stuff down, but I can't write it down in a specific note. So sometimes when I come back and find it, the note doesn't come out the same way that I initially wrote it. Whereas if I was to like freestyle and have it just there on the spot and have that kind of accessibility to where like, hey, I'm thinking about it, I want to lay this down, I have the accessibility where I can go lay it down right there, right now, I definitely take that option. And that's when I say like freestyle and stuff come in.
Hell yeah.
But like writing,
So basically, you trying to say you can't, like, you ready to get your own setup in the future. So if you're feeling it in that moment, you can just say, I can just go to the studio in the next room and then lay it down.
Yeah,
All right.
for sure.
Alright.
That's how that's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But in the same sense, one thing I do appreciate about writing is it's helping me not only like stay on topic, but I'm kind of learning a little bit about my rhyme scheme and everything. The more I can kind of get it out on my fingers and I can read it, that really helps a dog out for sure.
Boom. That part too. That he just said. But I'm on the same page as him. And just like you said, like basically it's better to have it on spot. So whenever you do have it on spot, you come up with an idea like that, you can just like you just jump straight in that bitch. You just like
Easy.
fuck it. Definitely if you already got a motherfucking engineer there, shit. Just walk right in that bitch. Yo.
I'm just in home.
What?
Whole thing is being able to get like notes off. Sometimes a nigga want to sing like Stevie Wonder. But when I write it down,
hey yo,
I'm not writing it down and it say the Stevie Wonder voice, the Stevie Wonder tone. So if I was to freestyle, yeah, but you know when you have that idea immediately and you hear that Stevie Wonder tone, that funk, that groove, it's like yo, I lay that motherfucker down. But if I sit on it for 3 days and it's sitting in my notes, then I finally get some studio time and I come to the studio. It's like, man, how the fuck I do this? Then fuck around and become something else.
How much you think it would be to book Stevie Wonder?
6 figures. Nah,
You
yes.
think it would be like
What was the question?
how much you think it would be to book Stevie Wonder?
6 figures.
For a song?
Have you heard of Stevie Wonder? Nigga?
Yes, motherfucker.
Yeah, yeah, it's not. Nah, man, ain't nobody's game. Nothing to play
That's
with.
neither here nor there, man. What's going on, lads?
Y'all funny as shit.
6
But-
figures, and that's just for him to pull up. Not even.
Yo, this nigga ain't even say
I mean,
nothing
he is
solidified.
solidified.
He ain't say nothing on the microphone yet. He just outside.
He didn't even hit the key yet.
So
Like
he
he,
in the studio, this nigga is in the
He
parking lot.
ain't driving.
He in the parking lot.
Somebody's driving him. Somebody's getting him out of the car to the piano. I hope you got a piano. Because he's going to need to sit down or stand up, put the headphones on him. All right, Steve, we need you right here.
Yeah. That's, yeah. Okay.
He going to look everywhere.
That's
He going to know exactly what he's
If
doing.
Michael Jackson was still alive, I'm pretty sure it'd be 8 figures right now. Shit would probably be priceless. He would have to decide if he wanted to do that shit.
I'd be talking to the man in the mirror.
That motherfucker wouldn't even.
Yo, I don't know
He
how to
wouldn't
get my
even.
pockets out.
Hey yo, he wouldn't even confirm that shit at all.
And he take
Like, yo, I think I got a song with Mike. What'd he say? He said, I see. That's what he said.
He already did that too.
now, do y'all have like a favorite song that y'all have done like so far, like individually?
Yes. Individually, the song I've done that I like the most right now is Winning. And you can search it up, K1D03, across every platform. And that's a 0, so don't get it confused. It's K1D03, but K1D03. I'm happy that I said that so y'all can understand that. Across every platform, Winning. So yeah, type it in, K1D03, Winning.
And what about you?
Individual one on my end. I probably definitely had to say, I would say, Street Sounds. Street Sounds right now. That's I don't know. That's one of them ones that like I can listen to myself even when I know I made it.
Yeah.
And it's like, damn, this shit just hit different every time. But it's like a mesmerizing tone. And I've been having motherfuckers been sending me videos of them singing this shit, and it's so lit because the words that I put in there having them sing it, it's kind of like them speaking over themselves. And I always said I wanted to, if niggas can make poison, a nigga can make medicine. And I always said I wanted that. And that was my first track where I could say I put some medicine in there.
And it's definitely a good track. I'm telling you, from start to finish, he delivered that shit really well.
Shit, nigga, winning is really well, nigga. Fuck.
Yeah. I ain't got no
It's
video
inspirational.
to
It's crazy inspirational.
He got a
bro.
video to this shit. I ain't got no video to win. But
See,
if
you
I
know-
did shoot a video to win it,
You
get
know,
out of here.
You don't know who
Fuck you
shot the
talking
video to Street Sounds?
Last
Last
name.
name.
Holla at your boy.
Yeah.
Stop playing, man. The man behind the camera. Stop playing, man.
Now, have y'all done a song yet together?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Oh shit.
that started. We recorded our first song ever back in like 2021. Yep, back in 2021 we recorded our first song together. We never met each other before 2020.
And what song did y'all make together?
That song was called
Oh.
we've actually made to songs.
Well, yeah. How many
Was
songs
it-
have y'all like done so far together?
I think we had
We might be at like
13.
15. I think we at like 15.
Oh, shit.
I think we at like 15.
we may be
Okay.
I
around
think so.
15.
Yeah, I think we got like either 13 or 15.
In that area.
It's
But
it's somewhere in that area.
it's definitely been like a very consistent. Very
Yeah.
consistent.
Now, with all them songs, do y'all have like something like that's about to drop or?
Like a motherfucker. Well,
alright.
we got something for the drop. Well, what Snoop say? Is the shit for the drop like it's hot, damn it. Hey, it's motherfucking
Look, is we got a project that's about to drop. I'll tell you right now. G.R.O.W.T.H righteousness on thoroughbred herd. Alright? Growth.
Grow.
Get it, stick it in your membrane, and it's gonna be there. It's an acronym, so it's growth. G.R.O.W.T.H righteousness on thoroughbred herd. Remember that.
Yeah.
So
Now, sorry to cut you off, but how many songs is going to be on there? And do y'all like have a release date?
I think we got about 11 to 10. We got 11.
But I still gotta put this in.
12 flat.
I say 12.
12. We got 12 on it. Drop date. I definitely say watch the you had to watch our accounts around that February time. Like me and him right now finna get some more work in on the project. Like we've been doing a whole lot of solid work. Been a whole lot of planning. And you know, one thing I will say about like, you know, just a collab project is like to be cohesive on the same subject, the same kind of concentration. It's, you know, you don't really find that a lot. So
Not
like
with two
this is,
different backgrounds of music like that.
and this one right here,
Two completely different backgrounds of music.
and they go crazy. And the shit you expecting, you may get exactly what you want.
So we talking about a lot of visuals and all that.
Expect more. Oh yeah. Well, we got. I don't know about a lot of visuals, nigga, but we got. We're gonna give you one. We're gonna give you one. But first, we want you to. Well, what I want you. I want you to hear, nigga. For real. Like his bars in here, you just listen to once, you're not gonna catch. Now the rhymes, of course, you know the rhymes, the flow's gonna be, you know, forever roll. But in the same sense, growth, as that acronym, it's acknowledged throughout the entire project. The concept of growth is acknowledged throughout the entire project. It's a deeper project than it looks. Take a deep dive in it.
And how long have y'all been working on this project?
He gonna tell you his date, and I'm gonna tell you my date.
Like from start. Like from the very
Basically-
When it's been, like plotted on.
whenever you
Yeah, let's
started
start from where y'all like, you know, y'all plotted on this, like just where the idea came from, and like to where y'all kind of like at now, just like, you know, a brief summary for it.
Shit. My bad. Somehow I lit up her while I was ashing.
It's alright.
I don't really know how I did that shit. That's the first time. That's some funny ass. I low key want to hit this fucking joint, but let me fucking this shit really started. I think like we came up with the idea sometime around like the end of 2023. I would say like around like November or something like that. 2023 is when we started like putting this process together a little bit, and we didn't know it was gonna come together like this until like we got in the studio and we started recording the songs, and then we was like, yo, we got enough for a tape, and then we just started, boom, what should we do next? What should we do next? What do we need to get lined up before we actually drop this shit? We're trying to do this shit, you know what I'm saying, the proper way. But I think it was sometime around November, I think.
That's his date. Now here's my date.
November.
I had this dude hit me up from the UK, and he said he wanted to work with me. And I was like, you know, I mean, that's cool and everything, but you know, a lot of niggas get spammed on IG, so I'm like, you know, man, who the fuck are you? And you know, he told me, you know, this nigga from the UK, and he sent me a folder full of beats, and gave me a nice deal on those beats. And I said, bro, all these motherfucking beats, just sitting here for the free.
How many beats?
It was like 100, more than 100, well over 100, well over 100. I said, you know what? Because I was dropping this tape Anomaly, and on the Anomaly tape, I got a K1D that I got a feature. Got about six features from him, and got a feature up there from Rico Trap, and I always necessarily said like I wanted to have a collab tape, but in the same sense, the opportunity had to come up because like it's not a lot of niggas gonna give you 100 beats, and you don't gotta come out your pocket something crazy. So yeah, I took all them beats and I said, you know, bro, we gonna take some of these beats and let's make a goddamn collab track. And he was like, all right, we gonna knock the collab track, but you know, let's go through all the beats. And it was one day, and like we was cooling, and you know, heard up, and we went through like all these tracks, bro, and we chose them. And I didn't know where I'm not gonna say it, but and you know that night we chose like 7 tracks, and we just, bro, after that, niggas started writing to the tracks, niggas started coming up with ideas for concepts, niggas was thinking about the name. I say that shit happened around like I would say like October, September type, cause once the UK nigga sent me them joints, I was like, you know what, bro, I don't even want all these joints for myself. And in the same sense, I was like, I know somebody that we could still make something crazy with all these motherfuckers.
There was a lot of beats,
like a motherfucker, bro.
a lot of them shit, bro.
Like, bro, that was so Swayze. But yeah, I say that's when the collab started kind of coming to my mind around that time. I always knew I wanted to work with him. But you know, the feature game, that shit cool. But to really attach a piece of your discography to another artist, even like in these early moments and whatnot. Now after this, once this motherfucker drop, they'll never be able to say that me and him will work together.
Heavy.
And just like real quick, how are y'all like to inspire each other and like just bounce off energy with each other while recording?
That shit is fucking. That shit is fucking cool as shit, man. This my motherfucking boy, bro. Hey, let me tell you something about this nigga right here.
Don't say too much.
This motherfucker right here gonna make sure that you stay on your shit. You make sure I stay on my motherfucking shit. Yeah, he give me like that extra push, you know what I'm saying? Just to know that I got that shit. Definitely when it comes to the goddamn music, man. But it's not even that. It's even whenever I'm, you know what I'm saying? 'Cause I got kids, even when I'm dealing with my children or something like that, if it's with the family or something like that, he give me that extra push, like, make me be like, all right, let me goddamn straighten up, get right real quick. So it's never been like a downfall. We always keep the honesty on, like real, like it's see-through, you know, it's transparent. Like the honesty is very just like transparent as shit. Like we tell each other what the fuck is going on, how that shit going on. We playing shit out. We talk to each other straight. There's a lot of goofy moments, but there's a lot of serious moments. But we make sure at the end of the day that we keep each other focused instead of, you know what I'm saying? Even though, you know what I'm saying, right now we chilling and shit like that, doing our thing, we still got a motherfucking session to record. So it's like, that's going through both of our heads right now, I guarantee you. So, yeah, that's how I feel about that. Hell yeah.
Man, it's gonna sound simple, but I'm kind of break it down a little bit. But I say like shit like God. In all actuality, you know, a lot of things I say, like even in my own head, like don't come playing. I didn't expect I was gonna meet a motherfucker like this, but hey, look at this nigga. Here he is. So it's you. The things that matter to me are the things that you don't necessarily try to make happen, but the things that like type come together. And that's when it kind of happened here, where it was like, you know, working, dealing with certain things in the same sense, on the same artistic journey. And you know, a lot of niggas, you know, they say, you know, you want to get the bag for yourself, but in the same sense, you know, it's a lot of motherfuckers that don't know what to necessarily do with it. Or when you get it, what's the use of it if you only want, you know, have yourself? And my thing is, you know, with things that I have, the things of my means, I definitely wouldn't necessarily want to take this route on that dolo tip. And you know, they just came in and got blessed. I don't know where this nigga came from. Like, hey, you guys say, hey, go this nigga right here. Like, oh shit. And it's like, you know, I didn't try. It just happened. These things happen. Like, he's willing to come up to this session, knowing we're gonna put in work. Like, he's willing to put in the work.
And it's not up the road.
Not even for
it's
me.
not up the road for neither of us. But we both dedicated to this shit.
Single down here in a fucking red robe and Crocs. It's about the work. It's about the work. Hey, Single, say something about it, bro.
About what, the Crocs?
Yeah, about it all.
He said about
the
what?
work, bro. About the
He
work.
said about what? The Crocs?
Shit, you know what I'm saying? I mean, shit. Ain't really much to say about the work. Shit, the music speaks for itself. You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, I appreciate y'all's time. Tell the fans where they can find you at.
Shit, Namfonos 6, Namfonos 7, PDK, Destin, The Destin. It's a lot.
Well, it's gonna be somewhere right in here, y'all.
Got you. So follow at Namfonos 6, Namfonos 6. Follow at Namfonos 7, Namfonos 7, and follow at the PDK The Destin, PDK The Destin. Follow those, and also follow G.R.O.W.T.H, Namfonos at RAWNAMAND. I hope I'm saying it right. HO.
God damn.
CHO.
Keep
I'm
up.
sorry. I'm sorry.
Keep up.
But G.R.O.W.T.H, Honcho, nah, man. You got that shit too.
Shit.
So yeah, follow those four. I'm sorry, Lance.
Hey, yo, no, you
Yo.
was all good.
That shit gonna be in fine print. Okay. Follow on Instagram. On Instagram, follow K1D03. On Facebook, follow K1D03. On YouTube, subscribe to K1D03. Shit. That might be it. Also on YouTube, make sure that you follow Department 803. That's the same on Instagram. And it's the same on Facebook. Department 803. DEPARTMENT 803. For real.
You want to? You want to do the little
Before we go,
cut
Oh
this?
shit.
wait, before you clip it, I would just like to say, it's K1D03. Can't nobody fuck with me.
And that's a wrap.
Straight up.